as most of you may know or may not know, I am getting kicked out of my apartment because I got scammed once again by someone on Craigslist. So now I have to find somewhere new to live. I'm gonna bring you guys along with me today. We're about to find somewhere to live because I'm over this shit. And I don't have any other friends. You guys are my only friends, okay? So let's go. I'm on that bougie tip, so I'm gonna give myself a limit of $1,900 a month. I don't even know if I can afford that, but you know what? We're gonna make it work.
You can't afford that.
If I'm being honest, I literally don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just gonna drive around and then we're gonna find somewhere. Is this area like too bougie for me? It's really not, because I'm capable of whatever I want to be capable of.
But let me tell you something, folks. You can't fix stupid.
And so I will find somewhere. Period! That sign literally says now leasing. Told you. Okay, so no one's answering, but honestly, this place looks so cute. So hopefully I can visit it. I just called this place and they said that I can come view it tomorrow. Okay, I'm too tired today. I need to go home and eat some food. But yeah, follow me if you want to see my journey of finding somewhere to live.
Okay, so I don't know why this woman thought it was a good idea to find a place to live through Craigslist, but this is the year 2022, guys, where stupid ideas just seem to be in absolute abundance. Now, guys, on today's episode, we are going to be taking a look through this woman's TikToks, guys, which I assure you is just as much of a mess as this particular video, guys. Now, before we jump in, as always, gentlemen, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals, guys. The link is in the description. It's totally free to join, as always. And if you're interested in supporting the channel episodes, that's a fantastic way to do it. Now, guys, we're going to be, again, taking a listen to this woman. So as we jump into different ones, guys, make sure to leave your thoughts and your comments. And without further ado, let's jump into the first one.
Do you guys want to know how dumb I am? Because I'm going to tell you. So once upon a time, a long time ago, I had a boyfriend. I know, shocking. It's shocking. And this day, he was in a mood. Like, I don't know if he was H-O-R-N-Y or like what it was. But we were at 6th Fifth Avenue and we were walking and he was randomly like, you know what? I'm going to treat you. So you can get whatever you want at Saks Fifth Avenue, but it can only be one item. But that item has no budget. And I'm like, shoot, like, okay. And you...
Can you guys imagine having a girlfriend, right? And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna treat you. And then the girl's just like, she just like jumps at the chance to get in your wallet, right? It's like, oh, fantastic. Yeah, let me just run up your bill. Okay, guys, I don't know if you've ever noticed this. You probably have, right? But these girls who like, they get kicked out of their apartments, their lives are always terrible. It's always just such a fantastic coincidence that they seem to be the biggest pain in the ass of all time. Have you ever noticed that? It's like, it's not just one bad thing that happens to them, right? It's almost like they are the problem throughout the entire thing. But let's continue.
Budget. And I'm like, shoot, like, okay. And you know Saks Fifth Avenue has good stores. Like, they have, like, Gucci, Prada, Chanel. They have everything. Do you want to know what I bought? I don't even want to... I'm so embarrassed. I think you can feel through the phone screen what I got. These. I literally got these stupid shoes that I've worn one time, and they're literally like $300, and I could have ran his thing. I could have spent like $5,000, and I chose these. So this is why you never follow TikTok trends.
Yeah, so the moral of the story, right, after spending her boyfriend's money, still, she spent $300 of his... This guy, I don't know why on earth he was stupid enough to give this woman access to, you know, his money to tell her to buy whatever the hell she wants, okay? But, you know, she spends $300 and she doesn't even spend it on something that she wants more than a day. She said that she wore the damn shoes just absolutely once. Okay, we got these clowns. Check this out. We got these clowns in the comments, right? We have a woman here called Coroner Crystal who says those shoes are so cute, right? And then no, wait, let me buy them for you. They're still cute though, right? List them online. Gorgeous, bestie. Come, like, what even is this, man? What have we stumbled upon today? But I don't know why this guy was stupid enough to like let this woman just spend his money. It is what it is, I guess. Now let's jump into the next one. And I believe in this one, guys, we find out what it's like for, you know, other people to treat her poorly and how much she hates it. So let's jump in.
One thing that I learned from moving to LA is the girls here do not care about friendships, and I take friendships so seriously, and the girls here like literally only care about using you to go out and like having someone else to go out with.
Let's just pause it right there, okay? So this woman is saying that she takes friendships very seriously. And this is coming from the individual who said, like, you know, oh, I could have ran his bank account up. So we're supposed to believe that you take friendships very seriously, but you don't seem to take your boyfriends very seriously. Right? And notice how in the previous clip, by the way, she said, oh, you know, it's kind of surprising that I have a boyfriend. Right? She's alluding to the audience that they might be surprised that she has a boyfriend. Okay, and to that I say, yeah, it's pretty surprising.
I'm gonna give you guys a quick story time. So when I first moved here, this girl named Sarah would always invite me to go out, and every single time I went out, she would ignore me the entire time and like only talk to men. And like every time I would talk to her, she would like look at me like, why are you talking to me? Like I'm talking to a guy, and like stuff like that. Anyways, there was this one night, it was like my third time going out with her, third, final, last, never again, Sarah, if you're seeing this, fuck you. Anyways, me and Sarah go out and she's doing the thing where she ignores me. Fine, it's fine. I'm a social person. I don't need her to talk to me. Anyways, me and her went together and she drove me. Mind you, I live 40 minutes away from downtown LA and she also lives 40 minutes from downtown LA, so we both went in her car. And she's talking to this guy.
Always a terrible idea. Always a terrible idea. You guys who know this stuff, you probably already know what's going to happen next, okay? But it's interesting how whenever girls get themselves into this situation, they're always like, oh, this is the worst night ever. And then, like, it's just a minor inconvenience, right? Like, they'll go out, okay? They'll just, you know, get free drinks from dudes, go out there, just chat to every guy, maybe go home with one, you know, all the while receiving free attention, free validation, free drinks, all this kind of crap. And then they turn around and complain when their time gets wasted. So check this out.
Guy, whatever, so I go to the bar by myself and I buy myself a drink. When I get back, Sarah is nowhere to be found. So I go on my phone and I text her and I'm like, girl, where are you? Don't hear a response, whatever, so I'm just vibing. 20 minutes later, she texts me, oh, hey, sorry, I left with this guy, hope you don't mind, you're just gonna have to call an Uber home.
I always find this stuff to be super funny, okay? It's like, and again, this is the party, like, degenerate nightclub crap that these girls engage in, okay? Where at the end of it, they want to turn around and they want a husband or they want a boyfriend to take them seriously. And my question is always, if you want a man to take you seriously, why are you just going home with random dudes? Now you could say, Taylor, this this woman didn't go home with a random dude, but I posit this idea to you guys. Birds of a feather flock together. If these girls are going out in a pair to town, you think that this woman is not engaging in the exact same degenerate behavior as her friend? Hell no. Hell no, she is. Okay? Again, guys, these are the women that expect marriage from men. They expect gifts from men. They expect a guy who's got a nice lifestyle and who's going to pay for things and, you know, give them access to their bank account here and there and stuff like that. These are the types of girls who expect these things from men. And yet here we are just screaming at TikTok because your friend that you went out with for the third time just ditched you for a dude. Yeah, newsflash, girls ditch you for dudes all the time. Whether that be if you're dating them, whether that be if you're a friend of them, right? Imagine expecting loyalty there, you know? Like, I'm not even surprised that this random girl just dipped on this one to go see another dude. I'm not surprised at all.
She literally left me in a club in the middle of fucking LA knowing that she drove both of us here, and I live 40 minutes away. It's not like I can just take a quick Uber home. So I had to spend $80 fucking on an Uber home because this bitch left me. Anyways, if you live in LA and you're a girl's girl, hit me up. One thing that
Yeah, and so she ends it, right, by trying to advertise that she's looking for friends. She's looking for a quote-unquote girl's girl. Now, guys, videos like this and videos like the one that I showed you at the start of today's episode, it's like these things, they don't get better. They don't get better. You will have noticed, guys, in life, I've said this like literally last episode, but there are individuals where no matter how much you help them, no matter what type of situations that you present them with or the options that you give them, they're still going to find a way to screw it up, right? People who have terrible friends, typically going to have terrible friends throughout their entire life. People who just can't seem to find a good man, a lot of them just wind up alone or they divorce the guy for his money, right? It's, disgusting.
So I was with this guy, right? And we were vibing, and then out of nowhere he randomly is like, wow, I never noticed that you had a skin condition. And I'm like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, like I stare at you all the time and it's weird, this is my first time noticing you have a skin condition. And I'm like, skin condition? Like, I don't have a skin condition. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, you do. It's on your arm. Tell me why this man was talking about my motherfucking blotchy ass self tanner.
I find it funny how these individuals are always the ones to preach body acceptance, body positivity, which mind you is just incredibly unhealthy. They're pushing this stuff like, oh, keep your standards high, girl, right? You go out here, find a good, never settle, right? That's the phrase that they use, never settle, and then they get 35 plus years of age and they're crying because their options are severely diminished in men, right? But these girls who advocate these things, high standards queen, never settle, be authentic, look for a guy who's real, and they themselves are literally putting on fake tan and stuff like that. Now, guys, I have nothing against, trying to make yourself look better. I've got nothing against dudes who use skincare routines. I think it's fantastic when people take care of themselves, whether you're a man or you're a woman. Okay, but fake tan, bro, 30 pounds of makeup, fake hair, what are we out here doing? There's a difference between self-care, looking after your skin, going to the gym, and just being a downright clown, And a lot of these girls, guys, it's not as if they look terrible without their fake tan. They probably look better without it, right? But all of them, they seem to shift. It's like they're all trying to shift into this one type of individual. You guys know the LA girls, the Miami girls, how truthfully they all look the same. Right, because they're all going for that one particular look, and they make themselves look like clowns while doing it. I genuinely don't understand it. With the fake lip fillers, the fake tan, and everything. It's am I even looking at a real person anymore? But let's continue on to this last clip that we have of this woman, and this is the one that I showed at the start of today's video, and man, is it something else. So let's take a listen.
As most of you may know or may not know, I am getting kicked out of my apartment because I got scammed once again by some.
Why would we know this? Why would we know this? I love it how people will open up their videos and they will expect that people watch previous videos. Right, guys, whenever I sit down and I record videos, I kind of just assume that this might be the first video that someone's watching. I don't expect people to have me or my channel on their mind whenever I start a video. I'm expecting the guy who watches this episode, maybe he picked up one, maybe he watched an episode 2 weeks ago and that's the only episode he watched. Right, I'm not expecting people to just be familiar with everything. Right, I'm not expecting people to have an up-to-date lore of every piece of crap that I've said in my videos. These videos are long-ass rants, right? But these girls, whenever they make a TikTok, guys, they're like, oh, by the way, you all must have known that I got kicked out of my apartment. It's bro, you're not that important. I make these videos every day. I think it's so stupid when content creators they think they're important enough. They're just yeah, bro, yeah, you've been keeping up with my life, right? Get out of here, man.
Someone on Craigslist. So now I have to find somewhere new to live. I'm gonna bring you guys along with me today. We're about to find somewhere to live because I'm over this shit and I don't have any other friends. You guys are my only friends, okay? So let's go. I'm on that.
How sad is that? How absolutely sad is that this woman is recording this TikTok, okay? And she literally says to the camera that you guys are my only friends. I want to paint a little bit of a mental picture for you guys here today, right? If we took this woman and we replaced her with a man, and we made that man say the same sentence to a woman, so as in we made a man go out and say, oh, you're my only friend to a woman, how do you think that would go? Right? These girls, right, I'm telling you guys, they get away with so much crap just because they're a woman. And what I'm trying to say by this, right, is if you're a guy and you've got no friends and you actively go out there and voice that nobody likes you, good luck making more friends. You see what I'm saying? People are repulsed, particularly in men, by scarcity. If you're a dude and you've got no friends, chances are you're going to find it hard to make more friends, especially if you announce that you have no friends. Right? These girls, they live life on such easy mode that they can say such stupid things. right? Like, I'm not surprised by what she says. Like, that's not the point I'm trying to make here. But just imagine if it's a man and he's sitting in his car and he's like, oh, I've got no friends and stuff like that. Like, if you're just the average Joe, you've just like thrown away so much of your audience because you've said that you're undesirable to people.
Bougie tip, so I'm gonna give myself a limit of $1,900 a month. I don't even know if I can afford that, but you know what? We're gonna make it work. If I'm
We're gonna make it work, as in we're probably gonna get some simps or some orbiters to like pay her rent, right? You guys have probably seen this if you guys use Instagram or anything like that, which if you're a dude who's out there dating in the year 2022, guys, it's basically a necessity, as disgusting as that is to say. But if you're a man and you use Instagram and like, you know, you see these individuals, man, there are literally girls who have no shame. They'll be posting on their Instagram story like, oh, my rent's due this month and I'm struggling and stuff like that. And they'll literally just recruit dudes to pay their bills. Right, they literally, guys, this woman is looking for a place that she tells you that she cannot afford. Then what do you think her plan is? Okay, like we could jump to some conclusions here, guys, and I think they'd be pretty accurate, unfortunately. I think they would be pretty accurate.
being honest, I literally don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just gonna drive around and then we're gonna find somewhere. Is this area like too bougie for me? It's really not, because I'm capable of whatever I want to be capable of, and so I will.
I don't like that, man. I don't understand this attitude of like, yeah, guys, we're all directionalists. You know, we have no idea what the hell we're doing. We're just gonna go out and hope things work. Like, know what you're capable of and work towards what you're capable of. You know, but obviously I would say like overshoot, so you score significantly higher than the average. But you know what I'm saying here, guys? It's like, you can't afford to live in these places, and yet you're looking to live in these places. Like that's not called like shooting above your goals to achieve something higher. That's called just being stupid. That's really what it is. And all this like, oh, I'm so clueless, haha, I don't know what's gonna happen next in my life. That is such a silly way to live, in my opinion, guys. I did a rant video the other day, and I said this. I think it's incredibly important for dudes to have goals and direction. None of this aimless, like, listless crap where you don't know what you're doing with your life. This is so... Living like this is so incredibly painful, particularly as a dude. If you live without goals and you don't know what the hell you're doing, you don't have the insurance policy of being a woman where someone's just going to come along and pay your bills and all that kind of crap, you know?
We'll find somewhere. Period! That sign literally says now leasing. Told you! Okay, so no one's answering, but honestly, this place looks so cute, so hopefully I can visit it. I just called this place, and they said that I can come view it tomorrow! Okay, I'm too tired today. I need to go home and eat some food, but yeah, follow me if you want to see my journey of finding somewhere to live.
That sounds just like something I just don't want to do. But a couple of final points before we jump into today's magazine article, guys. Right off the bat, you already know we got the very terrifying nails, okay? The very aggressive hand movements. And the reason that I bring these things up is, again, not to insult the woman, guys, but they are such a strong red flag, aren't they? We have had many videos recently, many videos, and you guys have even commented on this before I started bringing it up, man. But like these nails, there is something about these nails that just screams giant red flag. Like, I don't know if you guys can see the length of these, right? It's like, these are the kind of nails that indicate that you don't do anything, because you can't do anything with those nails. You see what I'm saying? Like, again, guys, a lot of dudes, they'll go out here, they'll get into relationships, they'll marry girls like this, and it's like, yeah, things are going to be difficult. You could tell that literally just by her nails. Right, this is why it's important, guys, if you're a man who's choosing to go out there and date, to really understand red flags, to just know them all just off by heart. You know instantly, hell no, I'm not dealing with that. Right, because, man, again, like, individuals like this, guys, their entire lives are going to be filled with problems, no matter what kind of solutions that you offer to them. And that's incredibly sad, guys, but it's important not to let yourself drown in the misery that accompanies them. Guys, we are going to be jumping into today's magazine article, and we're going to be seeing how accurate this one is. Now, I thought this would be pretty funny for this episode. Me and my editor had a bit of a look at it. This is some funny stuff, okay? So here we have a magazine article on why don't I have a boyfriend, the 27 possible reasons. Now, I saw a comment the other day. It was on an RP content creator, okay, and it was like he was saying that girls over a particular age, they really have a hard time, like they have severely diminished options. And he goes on to a rant talking about how it's unwise to get to an old age as a woman, without finding a partner, okay. And I kid you not, guys, I saw a comment under that video, and it was from a woman, and it had a lot of like upvotes or likes on it or whatever. And the comment was like, wow, ladies, there's a lot of fantastic information here, but I'd suggest you only take the parts that resonate with you. And this is why you can't help people, guys. Like, a lot of the times you just can't help these women. You can't help these individuals because they don't want to be helped, right? Oh yeah, just take the parts that resonate with you. In other words, remove all accountability and only hear what you want to hear. So guys, we're going to be going into some of these lists, this list right here, on why don't I have a boyfriend, some of the 27 possible reasons, and we're going to see how accurate these are. Now, I'm expecting some of these to be accurate right off the bat, so let's just jump in and take a listen. We're going to scroll right to the points first of all, okay? So the first point down here is you are super selective. Picky eaters may find that they are nutrient deficient just because of their selective nature. While it's not necessarily bad to know your worth and what you want, sometimes all of those little details are what's making you miss out on life. Set your standards, but be realistic about your expectations. If someone ticks 6 out of 10, that's really impressive, especially if those 6 requirements are the most essential. There's no point ignoring a guy just because he's not 6'5" with a cool beard and a Benz. Right, so right off the bat, guys, first of all, she has to like kind of pry this out of her audience. Let's check this out, okay? Rather than just be like, don't be super selective, it's stupid. She has to says, it's not necessarily bad to know your worth and what you want. It's like you're trying to take a toy away from a kid, right? You just give it, just give it, just stop. But they won't, okay? They just absolutely won't. And this last sentence here, okay, there's no point ignoring a guy just because he's not 6'5" with a cool beard and a Benz. That should tell you where a lot of modern women, their headspace is at when they're out here choosing partners. And they're trying to get a guy to tick all the boxes. I have literally heard this phrase from women multiple times, guys, where they're like, oh, I'm ready to settle down and I just want a guy who's going to tick all the boxes. And whenever I hear that phrase, I'm like, that is such a disgusting thing for me to hear, because what it indicates is that the past guys that she's been seeing, she's not really trying to find security. The past guys that she's been seeing, guys, they're all guys that she wants, but she can't really lock down. But now that she's ready, she's going to take her time and she's going to really vet the man who's lucky enough to commit to her. It really is just such a slap in the face to men when girls like now decide that they want to start taking dating seriously. It's like, no. You haven't been taking dating seriously this entire time. You can continue to be for the streets and you can continue not to get a ring. Like you chose your bed, now it's time to lie in it. Now let's continue on to the next point. This one's kind of funny. You're not on or in the right places. What are you doing to change your relationship status? And this is hyperlink. Maybe this is some content for later. Right? When last did you make an intentional move to meet new guys? You can't expect different if you aren't putting yourself out there. Thankfully, there are different ways to meet new guys these days. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your home initially. Think of setting up a catchy profile on some of the most popular dating sites like Tinder. Just be careful not to set a thirst trap with your pictures, hobbies, and interests. If you want a serious relationship, then highlight your best qualities and let this potential boyfriend get to know you first before exploring your body. Yeah, so basically, now that we're ready to find a boyfriend, right? Now that we're ready to find something serious, now is the time that you have to put on a mask of decency. Notice how the girl in this article has to highlight how to behave, right? So if you want to find a boyfriend, if you want to find a guy who's serious, you have to dress modestly. Wow, that is an interesting... Are you telling these women what to do with their body in order to secure a man? Sounds like misogyny to me. Right? But again, you as a guy, you can't really say this. You can't say, listen, you want a boyfriend, you want a husband, maybe start acting like a lady. Hell no. You'll just get thrown out. But guys, I want to bring this up as kind of like a warning to a lot of men. Now, there are a lot of older dudes out here. The demographic of individuals who watch this channel, I've noticed a lot of you guys are actually older than me, right? And the reason why I bring this up is because older dudes, particularly dudes who have put in work on themselves, or they've run a business for a long time, you've got some wind under your sails, you've been hitting the gym, okay? Guys who get older and they've been working on themselves, they put all this stuff together, they typically have a very large target on their back for girls like this who are now coming out and they're like, now I want to seriously date, okay? And one of the ways that I want to highlight this to you guys is, I mentioned this on a video recently, but I hang out with my dad a lot. My dad's awesome. We go to the gym together sometimes, but anyway, the other day, I took him out to a nice place to eat, right? I don't like guys, I'm not a lavish person. I don't like spending money on just stupid crap or anything, but like, I wanted to treat my dad and we'll go out, we'll have a nice dinner. Okay, so we went to I've never been to like a fancy place in my entire life, guys, but I'm like, why the hell not? I'll pay for my dad, we'll both go, we'll have a good time, we'll chill, and we'll have a chat about what's going on, right? So we go to this place, okay, and bear in mind, guys, like, I've never been to a place like this before, and what I came to realize was it wasn't really like a food spot. So it was like a very high up place, it had like a balcony where you would eat and you would drink and stuff like that. But it was one of those places where it was just really expensive alcohol, and you could get some food here and there. So we ended up going and getting like a burger afterwards because we didn't eat enough there, right? But these places that are like, exclusive, or you go there they literally like bookmarked a page in the book, guys, where you open up the book of like their alcohol selection, and it was like $1,000 for a bottle. I'm like, what the hell have I walked into, man? But we go there, okay? And these places, these upper class places, I guess you'd call them, where you have, really nice food on balconies that are high up and stuff like that, these are hunting grounds to a lot of women. Okay, they really are. And what I mean by that is, girls will go to these locations even though they themselves are totally broke, they have nothing going on in their lives, they've got tons of student debt, specifically to find successful men that they can latch onto for long relationships. Right? I really want that to sink into you guys. Like, a lot of these places, girls particularly go to them to meet dudes who are successful. Right? The rest of the time, they'll go out there, they'll party, and they'll have fun at like the more degenerate places, I guess you'd call them, right? They go into the nightclubs and just hook up with the dude who's attractive. But when they want the real relationships, guys, the quote unquote stable guy who ticks all the boxes, you better believe that they're going to like high class crap to go and look for these guys, right? And again, like, I've literally seen women, they'll even go to like university classes on law or medical school, not to actually complete the degree and work in that field, but to find guys who are studying in that field to get with them. Like, I wish that I was joking about this, guys, but you've got to understand, a lot of dudes, like, you have a target on your back for this kind of crap and you don't even know it. And the reason why I call it a target is because a lot of the girls who do this, they're not exactly, they're not real wife material, shall we say, or girlfriend material even. But let's continue on to the next point. Your self-esteem has taken a hit. There are so many ladies suffering from low self-esteem who don't believe that they are deserving of a good guy. Unfortunately, this soon leads to self-sabotage, where you purposely stop yourself on the brink of happiness. It's possible many men have come around, but somehow you have managed to push them all away because you're battling with the idea that they actually like you. This is not true. It's time to wake up and seek help, girl. If this is the case, then love will be quite hard to find, not because it's not coming, but because you're purposely blocking it. Now let's unpack this, okay? It's possible that many men have come around, but somehow you have managed to push them all away because you're battling with the idea that they actually like you. No. It's that the idea that they like you is repulsive. Like, these girls, they know that men like them, and that's the point. Have you guys noticed how a lot of these girls, when they're talking about their dating life, when they're talking about their relationships, they have a lot of options of men who like them, of men who care about them, and it's precisely that repulses the women from these men, right? Like, there's no mystery, there's no interest in the guy, because she already knows, she already understands that she has that man in the palm of her hands, so she doesn't want to deal with him because he's no longer interesting. And that's the really sad truth of it, guys. It's like, got nothing. It's like, oh yeah, it's a self-esteem that's just pushing away the guys. It's like, no, the guys are boring to her because she knows where they stand with her. Let's continue. Superiority complex. Oh, this is a hard-hitting one. Let's see if she tries to lighten the blow on it. Superiority complex. On the other hand, ladies who have a superiority complex may have equally low chances of finding a boo. Trust me when I say that men know what they want. They don't want to be bullied into a relationship or feel less than. So if you have a strong personality and believe that you're better than everybody else, this may be the time to dial things down a bit. Men love to feel wanted and treasured, so let there be a part of you that shows them just how loving and supportive you can be. Guys, I don't know why. Like, I don't like this idea of like, to me, this is the equivalent of trying to put like a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know what I'm saying? Just, or like a Trojan horse, right? You're sending a girl who's a psychotic individual who has a superiority complex, and you're telling her to mask the craziness to get into a relationship with a dude. And then after the fact, obviously this is going to come out like a big stomach, guys. You're basically telling these women to like suck in their stomach, okay? But then they get into relationships, then they get into marriages, and you think that this superiority complex just goes away? It really doesn't. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. We've covered a few points here today. As always, gentlemen, make sure to leave your thoughts and your comments. It's always interesting to see what you guys have to say. Don't forget to come and join us on Locals on your way out, guys. Again, link is in the description. It is totally free to join, guys. If you're interested in supporting the episodes, there is also an option for that. And I'd like to take a moment to as well thank all of the supporters over there, guys. You make these episodes possible, and I'm greatly appreciative of that. But guys, we're going to be calling it there. As always, make sure to take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. Before you head out, there's just a few announcements that I'd like to make. The first is that my editor, who goes through all of the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together content for us to endure, has started his own YouTube channel. The link will be in the video description, so make sure that you go and show him some support by going and giving him a sub. Also, we are currently looking to expand Fiendish content creation behind the scenes, so if you are interested in becoming a content creator alongside me, be sure to check out the application form at the very bottom of the video description. This is for those of you who are interested in becoming a part of the content that you see here on YouTube. So if you're interested in applying, make sure to get in quick. People who apply first will have priority for consideration. Again, the link is at the very bottom of the video description. Lastly, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, there are links to both Patreon and Locals below the video, guys. I'd like to extend a huge thank you to the supporters on those two platforms. You guys allow me to make these episodes, and your support is greatly appreciated. As always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will catch you later for real this time, guys. Peace.